What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Dragon Stars series Goku Mini from Dragonball Daima. Honestly, I forgot that I ordered him and the Mini Vegeta through Amazon, and that's why they weren't mentioned in my 2025 pre-orders video. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that video out. It's actually pretty good. So sorry about that. I forgot to mention until this guy showed up on my doorstep yesterday. He's a pretty good little figure. There's a lot going on here for as small a guy as he is. Most of it I like. There are a couple of aspects of him that I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll get into all that here in a minute. First things first, let's get him scaled up and see how tall he is.
So how tall are you?
Okay, to the top of his hair, he stands right at 4.5 inches, and right down to where his kind of skull would be is more like 3.5 inches, which would make the entire figure about 11.5 centimeters. Let's stand him next to his SH Figuarts counterpart, the Goku Mini. And my, he does make him look mini, doesn't he? Look at the size of that. He is almost double the size of the SH Figuarts one. And just to see how they look, let's stand him next to the GT Kid Goku, and he is much bigger than him too. And just to see him next to some other Dragon Stars figures, let's stand him next to Kid Buu, who prior to this I would have thought was one of the smaller Dragon Stars figures, and he absolutely towers over this guy. He definitely redefines the word mini. He is small, and just for fun, let's stand him next to the Ultra Instinct from Dragon Stars. And I think that's about right. He comes up to about his waist. So I think maybe in Dragon Stars scaling, he's probably about right. Kid Buu's probably a little tall. So, you know, for what he should be really. But I think it looks pretty good. No scaling is 100%. And, oh, I wanted to point out, if his hair looks kind of funny next to the other Goku's hair, there is a reason for that. And we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. But that's all I've got for scale for him. Whoops. Let's move in and let's talk about his accessories.
Propane and propane accessories.
Now, for a Dragon Stars figure, this little guy actually comes with a little bit of stuff, which is out of the ordinary for a Dragon Stars figure. Normally, they just come with a couple extra hands, but he actually comes with stuff, and he was surprisingly cheap. I ordered him through Amazon. I originally thought I was paying $21, but Amazon likes to find you the best deal. I ended up getting him for $18. Don't know how that worked. I don't really care. I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. But the accessories that he comes with are pretty cool, to be honest with you. He comes with 6 interchangeable hands. He comes with 2 little fist hands. He comes with 2 hands for holding his power pole. And he comes with 2 little open hands. He comes with a power pole. Here's his little power pole. There's not much to it really. And he comes with that power pole in its little, carrying case that he straps over his back. And all that looks pretty good. And here's the power pole in its holster. Looks pretty good, actually. Here it is from the back. And this part does not pull out or tab out or whatever like it does with the SH Figuarts one. And that's it, really. But you know what? For $18, I am not complaining one bit. This figure thus far is exceeding expectations. I wasn't sure what all he was going to come with, but he came with some good stuff. So, but that's all I've got for his accessories. So let's move in and take a look at his paint and detail.
I must paint you.
Oh, that's...
All right, as far as paint and detail, he has some details, but paint, he has very little. So if you're somebody that likes a lot of paint on your figures, cover your ears. But let's start with his hair, because this is the first time I've ever seen this. His hair is not painted at all. It is black rubber.
Holy Jesus.
And I still don't really know how I feel about that, because in the camera, it doesn't look too bad, and it doesn't look super bad in person, but it definitely looks like rubber. There are nice little details in it, the typical hair sculpt for Goku, but it's rubber, and man, does it look like it. So I don't really know how I feel about it or why they went with that choice. I don't know. But let's talk about paint that he actually has. The paint apps for his eyes and eyebrows look very clean, look really good. His little wrist wraps right here are painted, and they look good. Everything else on the upper body is plastic. The gi is just orange plastic. The sleeves and the undershirt, they are both just colored plastic. But there is just a little bit of paint right here at the upper part between the neck and the shirt, and it's actually painted pretty well, and it matches skin tone good enough, I would say. The belt is plastic and it floats. The only other place where there's paint is on these the little ties around his little boots, and they're painted really well. Both sides look good, no spillover or anything like that, so they look good. Everything else is plastic.
Unbelievable.
But the sculpt looks nice, looks definitely almost exactly like the Daima Goku as far as the gi, and nice little wrinkles in it, nice little lines through the belt. Like I said, it looks good. It's just it is all colored plastic. So if you're somebody that really loves paint, you might get a little upset about it. But the part that's really getting me, and I'm having mixed feelings, is the hair. But it looks good, I guess. But like I said, in person, very rubbery looking, and I mean, this is interesting to say the least. But that's all I have for his paint and detail. Let's move in and take a look at his articulation.
I know Kung Fu.
Okay, as far as articulation, he is a Dragon Stars, and they're not known, for being SH Figuarts level articulation, but this guy doesn't move too bad. Right off the bat, you can see that his head moves really, really well, and it is an interesting design. If I can pull his head off really quick, we'll look here, because the top of the neck is just a ball peg right there, but the neck itself is on a ball peg, so that really kind of acts like a double ball peg. And it gives him a really great range of motion for his head. You can do anything as far as posability with his head, and I really, really like that. His little shoulders come up to 90, maybe a little bit past 90, which isn't bad. No butterfly, of course.
My disappointment is immeasurable,
because Dragon Stars doesn't do that. And if you can see up into his shoulder, which I don't know if I can get the light to catch it right, it's just a little like double ball peg kind of thing that the shoulder kind of moves around on. So they do not come across him at all. That's really all you're going to get there. But I mean, if you bend his elbows, you can do different stuff out in front of him, but no Kamehameha blast for this fella.
We have a problem.
No diaphragm break, just like any other Dragon Stars. But he twists, and if you look right here, where he kind of differs from the SH Figuarts version, there's a break in his gi right here that kind of opens up and allows you to twist him a little bit more. So I kind of like that pretty well. I think that's kind of cool. Can't really twist him around very much, and I think that's because of this gi, the way it's wrapped around him. It's just going to prevent it. He does have a bicep swivel. He has a double jointed elbow.
Thank you.
And that looks really, really good. That is where the head movement and the double jointed elbow, so far, he is actually exceeding the SH Figuarts in that department. And his little wrist is on a ball hinge. Little splits. That's about as far as he can go because of this, the gi right here. And it's flexible plastic. So, I mean, if that wasn't there, they'd probably go out a little bit further. Decent little front kicks you can get out of him. He does have booty cheeks.
Hey, sweet cheeks.
So you're not going to kick back very much. So it has the same, that's about as much as you're going to get from kicking him front and back. And that's okay. He's got a thigh swivel. Single jointed knee. I'd almost call that less than 90, but then again, that's not too different from the SH Figuarts one, so I'm not going to completely hold that against him. And the knee joint, not great, but not the worst one I've ever seen in my entire life. And, he moves from the waist down. He moves a lot like the SH Figuarts. This is the part that really kind of bugs me, is his ankles. They don't move at all, or much at all, anyways.
No surprise here.
But then again, that's a Dragon Stars thing. None of them really do. No real pitch or anything. It's just kind of on. It's on a ball hinge in there, but it's like the ball hinge is seated up in the lower part of his leg. Like it's seated up into there, so you're just not getting any range out of it really. Twist it all the way around. Don't know why you would want to, but look at that. If I pop it off, you can see what I'm saying. See how that's like seated deep up in there? That's kind of impeding it a little bit. But overall, his articulation isn't bad. I don't want to say it's worse than the SH Figuarts, because there are aspects of it that actually moves better. So I want to put them basically on par with each other, with him and the SH Figuarts version, because his head moves fantastic. His little shoulders move well, other than a crossing, double jointed elbow. Abdominal crunch, he maybe fall behind there. The hips and knees are exactly the same, and he falls behind in the ankles. So, I want to call that a wash between the two figures. But that's really all I've got for his articulation. For Dragon Stars, he moves really well, and in comparison to his SH Figuarts counterparts, he moves really well. Let's move in and talk about my final thoughts.
Now listen to me very carefully.
All right, overall, I like this figure pretty well. He's a good little Dragon Stars figure. His mobility is very good, particularly for a Dragon Stars. If it just wasn't for this crazy rubber hair, I just don't know how I feel about it.
What is that?
I really don't. But he comes with good accessories. His price point at $18. I'm going to give him an A-. There were some things he could have done better. You know what I mean? And this rubber hair, I just, whew. Anyways, tell me down in the comments how you feel about his hair. But that's really all I've got. He's an A-. He's not a bad little figure. I definitely recommend you get him, especially for $18. And if you don't want to pay the $35 for the Daima, for the SH Figuarts one, definitely pick this guy up. You won't regret it. Tell me down in the comments, do you watch our other videos? Be sure and watch our other videos. Check out my 2025 pre-order video. It's pretty good. And check out my Final Form Cooler video that I put up a couple days ago. It's pretty good. Be sure and subscribe. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. So please subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that being said, this is Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and we'll talk to you all in the next video.